I've been meditating a lot and a lot for quite some time now. And no matter how and the duration or frequency I meditate, I always will hear noises or get distracted by some thought that comes into my head. That will make me feel like I want to stop my session because of how annoying that I got interrupted by it. I'm sure you can relate for those who meditate a lot. Family yelling, phone ringing, the cat scratching my bedroom door. I remember like I have to do something during the day that I have not planned for previously, beforehand. Things like that. The first time I ever discovered meditation was 2020. And I began by taking a deep breath, letting as much air into my nose, down to my diaphragm, to my balls. I didn't even notice how bad my attention span was until I tried doing a 1-minute session. And about 30 seconds in, I could already feel like I want to get up from my seated position, from my bed, start to think about old conversation with friends and family. How many grams of protein do I have left? What time is it right now? Things like that keeps you mind wandering. And if that was 30 seconds for me, just imagine what the guy sitting next to you in class who gets 4 hours of sleep and jerks off 6 times a day, eating shit food that affects his cognitive function and drinks fluoride tap water that affects his brain capabilities. Now, I'm sure of you thinks that's a conspiracy theory, but whatever. Who doesn't even understand the concept of mindfulness and meditation would feel like 6 seconds sitting, closing his eyes and meditating? He would feel like he's panicking, thinking he's about to be abducted or some shit. It seems like the more I meditated, the more I realized that I can't do much about the inner voices inside my head. I would make them more numb and naturally ignore them, but I was under the impression that no matter what I tried, they wouldn't disappear. And I'm sure a lot of you who are diagnosed or think you are diagnosed with ADHD can relate. You see, me personally, I take 2 prescription medications for epilepsy, 8 pills a day, and they do a great job at keeping me from having seizures. But the side effects play a huge part at keeping me not present, as well as more side effects. I'm not going to mention, including suicide. This turned edgy, bro. I'm going to have emo hair in the next video. But see, being mindful and present in the real world is just important to be as successful. That's why you should meditate. But it's also just as challenging. Every day they're releasing a big ass new screen device or some shit, Apple Vision Pro, whatever, fucking GTA 6 is coming next year or whatever. Just know that, bro. No matter what, there will always be voices in your head. No doubt. I currently live with my family and I love my family with all my heart, but they get on my nerves. And I tell them to be quiet when I'm recording and meditating, but it's like, they never listen. The voices in my head are always expanding, and the best way you could do right now would be to take a deep breath through your nose, to your diaphragm, to your balls, and let it all out multiple times a day. Though thoughts will come no matter what, but a thought is merely just a thought that you just have to acknowledge and keep focusing on your breath work immediately once you realize you're thinking about it. You can greet the thought, but do not entertain it for too long that it becomes your reality. That's exactly where the concept of mindfulness comes into play. You have to do this more than 100 times a day, the focusing on the breath work. And I say that you have to do this so you can get used to the voices in your head, acknowledge it, and move on with it. Thought. It's just a thought. Realizing you're thinking about the thought, you gain one experience point towards being mindful. And you just have to repeat doing that until you realize you're thinking. I hope this helps anyone who's struggling just as I am. And as always, Abdul Aday keeps the pain away. Rap!